All right, real quick, we're going to talk about Jameson Williams being able to suit up and boot up versus Tampa Bay Bucs. Also, Lions elevate two receivers, Tim Patrick and Tom Kennedy. But first, we're going to speak on Carlton Davis. If you didn't know, Carlton Davis played for the Bucs. You traded for him last offseason. They also was getting rid of the other corner, Jamil Dean. And apparently, obviously, he said that there was no hard feelings between him. If you see my short in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he said they don't really speak, but when they see each other, it's all love. And according to Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, he said he gave the best breakdown of Tampa Bay Bucs receivers that he's ever seen in the DB room. So he knew, he got some insight over there to what they do and how they roll. Don't forget today the Lions play the Bucs at 1. In addition to that, Antoine Winfield Jr. is out, and I believe Marcus Davenport has been ruled out. Not sure about Penny Sewell just yet. But Aaron Glenn says Carlton Davis gave the best breakdown of Tampa Bay receivers he's ever seen in the film room. Said he wished he had taped it. So they got some insight. I think Mike Evans, we speaking about this on social media, is the most underrated football player, one of the most underrated football players, the most underrated wide receiver. Even when Tom Brady was winning games, he was very underrated. Don't really got no drama other than with Marshawn Lattimore. Killed this last year. I think he's the most underrated receiver since Jimmy Smith of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which ironically Jimmy Smith was from Detroit. I think he moved to Mississippi when he was young. He was born in Detroit. Shout out to Keenan Marcardale, another receiver that played in Jacksonville with him. I think he played for the Bucs, was underrated as well. So yeah, they got some insight on what the Bucs gonna be doing out there, and that always helps. But hey, you still got to go out there and stop it. Chris Godwin, like he in rare form since he got the injury, he looked fully back. Mike Evans, we know what he brings to the table. Big physical guy, get downfield. We seen what he did to Cam Sutton last season, so that's good that we have that insight and we on the right side of that. But don't mean we gonna stop him. Baker Mayfield, hot as fish grease. Obviously, the Lions are familiar with their backfield, but guess what? Nobody in this defensive backfield was here last year that's active today other than Vitor. Rackstraw wasn't here. Amick wasn't here. Tyrion wasn't here. Carlton was over there in Tampa. So Vitor is the only cornerback that played against Tampa, outside of Carlton Davis, seeing them in practice every day. So yeah, it should be interesting. They got a little bit of insight on what they do, but you got to still be able to stop it. So Mike Evans is a hard guy to stop. Physical, athletic, been consistent for years. And on top of that, he been playing with the same football team his whole career, through the bads, through the goods, through the bads. Jameson eating W's and throwing 100 picks to Tom balling to a Baker. So no matter who been the quarterback, Mike Evans has produced, and that's one of the things of a great receiver. Same thing with the brother Justin Jefferson. No matter who the quarterback is, he produces. But nonetheless, let's keep moving. The Lions elevate Tom Kennedy and Tim Patrick off the practice squad. I think Tom Kennedy was I think they said he was active last week. I didn't hear his name neither. He returned punts. So Tom Kennedy, Ben Johnson said that he know the playbook, and obviously he can help in special teams, and he know what everybody's supposed to be doing after being on the practice squad forever, getting elevated, de-elevated, re-elevated. So they got him, and now Tim Patrick. So I don't know if Tim Patrick is ahead of the curve of Donovan Peoples-Jones and Allen Robinson. He said that 25% of the Denver Broncos playbook was similar to what they run in Detroit. So he knew at least a quarter of the playbook. So I don't know how far he gas. He around 6'4", 6'5". So he gives them, a different animal. I know Allen Robinson is around 6'3". He from Detroit, by the way. It's a Detroit thing video. But so just I guess they elevated two receivers. Isaiah Williams is hurt, so he hurt his stomach in practice. So they had to elevate a receiver, and then just in case J-Mo got injured, they had to elevate his receiver. And when you thin in the position, best believe that the injury bug is going to decimate that position. So when you thin at a position like they thin at receiver, you knew the injuries was gonna come. It wasn't a surprise when J-Mo went down. Not at all. So Brad Holmes took a chance and, wanted to go in-house and develop a receiver, which ain't a bad idea because, receivers, you can find them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Remember we took Charles Rogers number 2, and the Arizona Cardinals took former quarterback Anquan Bolden out of Florida State in the second round, and they was balling that game, but Anquan ended up having a better career, and rest in peace to Charles Rogers, rest in power to him. But you can find receivers everywhere. Long story short, but just like running backs, but Jameson Williams, he will be active today. He will try to give it a go. I think it's an ankle injury that he got going on, so maybe they want to stop with the end around runs with him so much and just save him for critical moments. I think he got rolled up on the end around. But, we see what Tim Patrick can bring to the ball game. He's been out for 2 seasons. I think a blown ACL, then the next season was a blown Achilles. At 6'5", we'll see if he can get jiggy with it out there, see if he can shoot off that line. And, at 6'5", you ain't got to get the most separation out there, but let's see if he still can move. He said he feel like himself, but, feeling like yourself and looking like you did before the injuries is 2 different things in my humble opinion. So, but yeah, we'll see, what he does out there and, what he brings to the table. We know what Tom Kennedy brings to the table. He's slot receiver and, he been, fired and brought back, fired and brought back, fired and brought back, fired and brought back, fired and brought back. But yeah, I know it's frustrating for him, and hopefully, he can have a big game where he can get a guaranteed contract and, stay on the 53-man active roster for him. But yeah, we'll see. But I think they activated one receiver because Isaiah Williams got injured in practice, and then they activated another receiver just because, they didn't know what can happen with J-Mo. So I look forward to it. Carlton gave them some great insight, see if they can use it. So only question is when Penisa will play. I think they ruled out Marcus Davenport already. He been doubtful. His dude always injured, so it's not a surprise. We had him for one good game. He flashed his greatness, and then he was injured. So not a shocker at all. But we'll see what they do at receiver. Obviously, there's some talk about them making a trade out there for another, Hassan Reddick or, But at this point, they may need to look for a receiver. If the answer ain't on the practice squad, which it probably ain't, they probably need to look for another receiver. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance of getting notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Well, it was just on Anchor and Spotify. Check out my other channel, Goodfella TV. Hit the link tree. You can see where I'm all producing work at. So I appreciate y'all supporting. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. Peace.